Young people in Boston are getting a boost in summer jobs thanks to some additional support from the city of Boston. The extra funding comes after the announcement of a new program focusing on younger people at risk, ages 11 through 14. The initiatives also come on the heels of mounting concerns over youth crime. To tell us about the initiatives is our guest, the Mayor's Chief of Human Services, Felix Arroyo. Thank you very much for being with us, Felix.
Thanks for having me.
The announcement comes on the heels of problems, but you've actually been working on these programs for several months. So tell us a little bit about how these got generated.
Well, first, you know, this signifies the second time the mayor has proposed an increase in his proposal to the city council for his budget. The first proposal and increase was to make up for the minimum wage increase. So as many of us know, the state legislature, we believe, did the right thing in raising a minimum wage for workers across the state. That also includes young people. They weren't exempt. They're expected to get the same minimum wage. That required that if we're going to stay to the same number of summer jobs, which was last year the city funded 3,340 summer jobs, and then in a collaborative campaign with other partners was able to come up with 10,000 total jobs across the city, with only about a third needing city funding to operate. We knew we had to increase the funds or cut jobs because of the minimum wage increase. The mayor immediately said, I want to increase the funds to show our private sector partners that the right road that we believe was the right road was to, instead of cutting jobs, was to live up to the spirit of the minimum wage increase, which was increase the pay of the person getting paid. And so on that first attempt, he did it to make sure everyone got paid the right amount and we didn't lose a job. Now, as we move forward, you know, and we're seeing potential of state cuts in funding. We're seeing that in that event, you know, these young people still need work. The mayor most recently, while out at the U.S. Conference of Mayors in San Francisco, announced that he will be proposing $270,000, which puts our total funding towards youth employment at $4.7 million with this additional 270, and that will create another 200 jobs on top of what he already had. So the city by itself will be paying for around 3,500 youth jobs as a minimum number. On top of that, when we work with ABCD and PIC and other partners, we believe we'll get over 10,000.
It seems you've got a really big challenge ahead of you because this is not like the 1960s and 70s when I was growing up. Kids cannot get jobs the way they used to, at least kids from the neighborhoods like us. But so aren't there still a lot of young people who need jobs who just don't have anything this year, maybe?
Yeah, no, there are estimates in different places of how many young people need a job as compared to how many we hire. One thing that Bostonians should be proud of is we really are leaders in this country, and Mayor Walsh has been pushing to continue to be a leader in the country where per capita we hire, I believe, the most, if not challenging, for the most number of young people in the summer. We put them to work when we hit that 10,000 number. But we know there's more than 10,000 young people in Boston who want to work, who are able to work, but are unable to find work. Some of the factors include that many of the jobs that we used to growing up, you know, I was born in '79, I'm only 36 years old, but you could get a job at Stop and Shop. You know, you could get a job in retail someplace in the summer. Those jobs have become adult jobs. And we know that when we go to a local grocery store, we go to our retail centers, you see less and less young people working there. You see more adults. They need the work. As we have seen that shift happening into retail, we've noticed more young people who are unemployed. And that's why this emphasis from the mayor to get young people to work. But it's not just about employing them, Chris. It's also about what they're learning in this process. If you are a part of the mayor's youth fund jobs, there's wraparound services that come with this. There's trainings that you would get. We teach you how to write resumes, how to do interviews. We do an entire youth enrichment day this year. We're going to be doing it at Northeastern University, where all of those young people are invited. We're talking about thousands of young people one time, when we'll be talking about different things that aren't necessarily in the school curriculum. You know, you don't necessarily learn in a school curriculum how to show up to work on time, how to dress for work, how to write your resume, how to interview, how to see a project from beginning to end, what's the correct way to speak with a supervisor, what's the best way to speak with your work colleagues, how to communicate, and how to get that all done, how to spend your money wisely, and how to help your family with that money, and how to help yourself positively with that money. These are all things that if you're part of the program the mayor's putting together, we teach.
By the way, talk about the new program targeting young people at risk, ages 11 to 14. At one level, it's a little bit like one idea that was kicking around a few weeks back that, you know, why don't we take the kids at risk and just give them money? But there's more than just giving money involved here.
Oh, no, yeah, this will be working with organizations that know what they're doing. We have partner organizations involved with us. It's looking at young people before they make some before they make bad choices, right? These are all good kids. All of us can potentially make a bad choice, and you know, as they say, there before the grace of God could I. We want to grab young people between the ages 11 and 14 in the city before they get to the place where they may have made some choices that they can't come back from. You know, it's funny. People don't work with young people might say 14 is too young. You know, one of the people who allegedly was involved in the most recent shooting of the 16-year-old was 14. Right? That's the age. And we have to know that we have to catch them early. We have to catch them before they make those choices. That's what this program is about. It's about catching them before we're in a place where we're trying to solve problems after the fact. It's about preventing, stopping bad choices and letting young people know that different opportunities out there for them.
If people are still looking for jobs, or they want their kids to get jobs, I mean, I know it's, you know, getting toward the end of June here. Is there anything they can do at this point?
You know, they should not give up. So I would say that they should email us. We're operating via email at this point at summerjobs@boston.gov. But also, as you just stated, I really want to make a plea to our private sector partners in the city, business owners in the city, that can either provide a job for a young person or donate so that someone else can provide that job, to also reach out to us at summerjobs@boston.gov. Any donation, any hire is greatly appreciated, even if it's just one. Someone might think, oh, I could only hire one. You know, there are estimates hiring one young person will cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $1,700 for the summer. You know, that's a relatively small investment for some businesses in Boston, $1,500 to $1,700 for one summer. That's a small investment dollar-wise, but that's a huge investment in that young person's life, and they could help really make a difference in this city.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Felix Arroyo, the Mayor's Chief of Human Services. We'll have more news in just a moment.